Hi David, I'm Marcy.
Hi Marcy, nice to meet you.
I wanted to start our reading off today by creating a little sacred space with some essential oil spray that I've created. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
I just like to open the space, kind of clear out any junk and infuse it with love.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of have us take a couple deep breaths in. Great. So what brings you here today? What would you like to learn about?
Well, this is my first reading.
All right.
I've heard about them, and I just want to see what I'm going through some things in my life, and I want to see what divine guide, Great Spirit, God has in store for me.
All right, great.
So.
And I'm glad that you mentioned those names, because that was going to be my next question is what name do you use in your spiritual life? So that's perfect. I'd like to just invite you to hold hands with me for a moment. If we could just say a quick prayer together. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Great Spirit, for allowing us to come together today and pray to you in this way. I thank you for your gentle guidance in my words. Please help them to come through easily, so that David will be able to understand your guidance clearly. We pray for ease and comfort for his highest good. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you. Amen.
All right.
All right.
So I have two different decks here, and I usually use two different card decks. One symbolizes our connection in the physical world. So that could be anything with relationships, career and finances, soulmate, romance, relationships. It could be anything and everything kind of going on in the physical world. And then the second deck that I'm using is an angel deck, and it actually represents your connection to spirit or the divine, the God of your understanding. Yeah. So what I'd like for you to do is just kind of shuffle those cards in whatever way feels comfortable for you. It can be like in Vegas style, where you do regular shuffling. They're kind of big and bulky.
Yeah. I'll just cut the decks.
Beautiful. All right, perfect.
I'm feeling one more.
All right.
Let's go.
And so now I'm going to have you choose 3 different cards from this deck, wherever you feel guided.
This one was already calling to me.
Perfect.
This one.
Okay.
This one.
Great. Thank you. So now I'm going to have you do exactly the same thing with this deck.
Okay.
All right. Let me move those over for you.
I wish they could do the shuffle like that, but not that good.
Well, those are kind of big, bulky cards. They remind me of an old maid deck.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And again, the same thing, whichever cards you feel guided to. Oh, there's one that's upside down there.
I was guided towards that one, but I think it could be because it was upside down. So.
Okay.
So
we'll set it aside.
Yeah,
how's that?
Set aside, yeah.
Great. All right. So I'm going to set the rest of these aside. And again, this is a representation of what's going on in the physical world and your connection with spirit. So the first column is going to represent the present or immediate past. So this is just very recent as far as where we're at in the reading for here. This represents the current moment and situation, and then this experience is actually looking more at an opportunity of what could come your way. And I always say I don't make predictions. It's more of a prescription for dealing with what's going on in your life now. Also, everyone has free will, so you can see this and decide for yourself where you want to put your energy and focus next. And so that's why I always say it's an opportunity or a possible outcome.
Yeah.
All right. So first, I'm just going to flip those over for you to see. Beautiful. And I really love these cards because they have very minimal words on them. So
Okay.
I mostly go with my own intuition and just connect with how I'm feeling. And right
Okay.
here, it feels like, are you a big time outdoorsy person? You spend a lot of time in nature to connect with your spirit?
I did. I connect with nature, but I haven't been spending as much time.
Okay.
I had in the past, and I really love being out in nature. So.
It seems like it would be a really good time for you to get back outside. And it doesn't have to be far. You can go anywhere in the city, in your backyard, even outside here, anywhere where you might be able to have some sunlight on your skin, listen to the birds, that sort of thing. It seems to me that that's where like you start to really connect with your spirit. You start to connect to that stillness inside.
Yeah.
And this can get really busy a lot of times. That will help kind of bring it down and help you get grounded. And speaking of which, it's talking about standing your ground. Is there a situation where you right now have an opportunity to speak your truth, but it's kind of uncomfortable in a certain area?
It's actually been something that has become an awareness for me recently, of just speaking plainly and truthfully and not projecting words onto other people to prepare them for what I'm saying. So that's something, and just speaking up for what I want, and realizing that if I don't ask or speak up for it, I won't get it anyways. So just having the confidence to just be in my truth and speak for what I want. And
Awesome.
so that's kind of an awareness right now that I'm going through. And I had, recently been standing up for myself a lot more in certain situations. So. in the
Okay.
past, so.
Because it feels like it's just been real recent. And I would say, like, to help you get back grounded and out of your head and into your heart a little more, spending some time in nature where you're not in that place of wondering, what if I did the right thing, or what if I wonder if I did if I shouldn't have said this or that sort of thing, questioning yourself as you're speaking your truth. It'll help you to kind of maintain your energy.
Yeah.
So.
And I do find that when I'm in nature, I get a lot of answers because I'm away from the work. I'm away from the busy thoughts where there's more room more space between my thoughts, and so I can get more clear on things.
Absolutely. And so let's look at the next section here. It's talking about, in this present moment, taking care of yourself and doing the things that honor you and your body. So it's not just about your physical body, but how do you support yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that sort of thing. And recognizing that needs to have a daily practice put in place so that it's something that is second nature for you to, well, even first nature for you to start to show up in a way where you can, instead of doing dips and valleys with prayer life or with meditation or that sort of thing, having a consistency and making it something that's actually a priority in your life will start to bring more and more clarity. Because I feel like there was some like a message over here of something specific that you're wanting to kind of stand your ground about or speak your truth about. And so I don't know why they're pulling me back over to this area, but it's as if it's really about trusting your divine guidance and your connection when you're. So, tell me a little bit about your daily practice.
I don't quite have one. My daily practice is wake up, get ready for work, go to work, come home, or try to disconnect from work when I'm home, and sometimes I just end up working more. The thing, and I know that what's the point of working so much if you can't enjoy not working? And so I always have these thoughts like, I need to walk the dogs more. I need to get back into going to the gym or riding a bike, and I keep having those thoughts, but there's not action behind them. So I'm so caught up with the busyness of life. So it's a constant thought, and it's just Monday I'll start. Monday I'll start. Monday I'll start. So
when I get this done, I'll go.
Yeah,
do that.
exactly.
Or once this is complete, then I'll have time for.
Yeah, I have been doing yoga more frequently, so that's been helping. You know, I could do it more often, but that has helped a little bit. So.
Okay.
I do it more often.
Well, and that's just a confirmation again of like trusting that divine voice within you. I know it seems counterintuitive. A lot of times we feel like when I have more time, then I'll be able to do those things. Yeah. But the reality is when I create the space to plug in, when I create my day, and I get to go and do things in a way that's opening and abundant and joyful and playful and exciting. But when I'm in a place of like, I have to get this done and this is what's going on, there's a different energy to that, right? And so when I show up for myself and have the daily commitment, and I'm not talking about 2 hours on a mountaintop chanting, although that's beautiful for some people. It could be as little as 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, perhaps some morning pages, journaling out some thoughts or some ideas or that sort of thing, just kind of getting that connection with spirit. Or it might be more of just sitting quietly and listening to some music that you really love, or going outside when it's not 40 degrees out, you know, but having some time to connect in nature and just take the time. Or even just simple practice of your breathing techniques that you use in yoga. And having that is going to help you to create your day in such a more abundant way where it doesn't feel forced and it doesn't feel like you have to, but you get to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
And your spirit's already been telling you. I'm just reflecting back to you something that you already know for yourself. Yeah. So it's that thing of, and I mean, I can't think of anything more joyful than playing with my dog. You said you have more than one. How many do you have? 2. Cool.
Just a couple weeks ago, lost my third. But
that's hard.
Yeah. So and I've also been you know, for a few years I've been writing a book, and I've just I keep saying I need to set time aside for that. I need to set time aside for that. And it's coming closer, and I gave myself a goal of March 31st to have it finished. And I keep thinking, you know, again, it's just finding the time, you know, to do that. So yes, I just have to break away and I guess, you know, get that done. So.
Well, I understand what that's like. I finished a book last year, and I was kind of pushing myself to the deadline as well. I don't know what that is in me, but it was just like everything else felt busy. But it was also, there was a deep connection to my spirit during that process. It's very cathartic to write about whatever you're writing about, because it's a piece of your soul. And so there can be a part that's like, I'll do that later, but you know, what I would recommend, or what I suggest, is, you know, plugging it into your calendar. Create time for self-care the way you do anything else. You know, schedule some time, whether it's going to be, you know, 30 minutes in the mornings, or maybe it's 30 minutes before you go to bed, or whatever it is. I think the big thing for writing for you is a big piece. Do you do like actual journaling or handwritten writing?
No. I mean, I did in the past, but not recently.
Because it feels like, have you ever heard of morning pages? I used that term a few minutes ago, and I don't know that you know what it is. Okay. There was a lady named Julia Cameron who taught from a book about artistry. It was called The Artist's Way, and it was all forms of artistry. But one of the things she talked about was doing morning pages in the morning, and she was talking about writing out like 3 pages and just kind of on the page, that just opening of your spirit and allowing yourself to just kind of write out if you have thoughts or leftover emotions from yesterday or questions about today. And the whole point, the whole focus of it is really just to get that automatic writing going, so that you can start to create a conversation with spirit, so that that divine guidance can come to you and through you. And so I don't know that it needs to be 3 pages, but setting aside some time just for 5 to 10 minutes might get you enough just to get going. And I always say there's a lot more magic or power in the written word than typing. Typing's awesome, but there's something magical about putting pen on paper. And so that's what I'm kind of seeing, is just like you taking the time to create that space for yourself. I do have a question. Is there a reason why other things have kind of come in and become more important than that part of you? Or do you know what
I
that
think
is
I
about?
think that I spend a lot of my energy in the office, to be honest with you. I don't have a lot left afterwards, so I do see the morning. I do get up, I'm ready to go, I'm energized in the morning, so I do see that as an opportunity to do some self-care, whether that's writing, whether that's walking the dogs, whether that's just doing something that that feels good to me. A friend recently said this, and I'm trying to live by it: if it's not heck yes, it's a no. And so, and that's just about trusting intuition. If it just doesn't feel right, just there's no sense in putting energy into it. And I've been trying to let go of things that just don't feel right, even if they felt right and they were the right thing to do a week earlier.
It's a great awareness.
Yeah, so I'm just getting becoming aware of my patterns and thoughts and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, definitely the message is to create space for self-care.
Okay.
And even here, this little symbol of the hawk here, the hawk represents the messenger. The messenger is, you get to choose. You get to choose how you show up. You get to choose where you put your time and energy. And you know what? You deserve to receive your own time and energy just as much as this place does, just as much as anyone else in your life does. And it reminds me of, when you get on an airplane and they have those little oxygen things fall and they show you on the demonstration, please apply your mask before helping others, they say, right? And it kind of comes to me that you'll have so much more to offer the more you replenish your own spirit and take care of yourself and honor yourself. You deserve it.
Awesome. Thank you.
So again, this is so symbolic. It's talking about the beauty of the world, the beauty of the creativity, the beauty of connecting with others, the beauty of everything, having your dreams, living your dreams, doing what you really want to do, expanding into the confidence to write your book, expanding into the confidence to share your message with the world. All of those things are going to be more prevalent as you tune into your divine guidance. That connection that you have all the time, when you create space for a relationship with it, it just grows. And I always talk about, if I wanted to get to know you better, I would show up and ask you, hey, you want to go to tea or have some coffee or something, right? And we'd go and spend time together. And I wouldn't just sit there and talk the whole time. I would ask you questions. I would connect with you. I would listen. And that's kind of the way that spirit rolls too. We get to show up and have an ongoing connection where we have ongoing dialogue, ongoing relationship, But if I'm just like, hey, I'm really busy, I'm on my way out the door, how much of an integrated relationship am I really going to get to have?
Right.
And so for myself, it's just, sometimes it's an hour in the mornings that I have. Those days are few and far between, but it's a blessing. And then there's other times where it's just, 2 to 5 minutes, and I set a little timer on my phone or something like that, just to kind of get into that space where I can take a few breaths and listen. And, and I ask God, I ask for divine guidance. I ask to be of maximum service and show me who He would have me be, and please give me the power to carry that out. That may not always be the language you use, but those are some of the things that I do.
Yeah.
And creating that time and that space for that relationship starts to expand all these other areas in my life that I didn't even know I even wanted, let alone, they're happening. So like this opportunity.
Yeah, awesome.
You never know what's going to show up, right?
Yeah.
So when I look, I know you said you were attracted to this, but look at how beautiful, it's talking about the essence of beauty around you. And butterflies are all about transformation. They symbolize our transformation in the change on a spiritual level, and our physical level, and our emotions. And it really just reminds me of you, kind of moving into this space. I'm hearing this voice, and I know it's there. I know you're there, Spirit. I know that you want to have a relationship. And then recognizing that, you know, to create the space for more of that,
Yeah.
and to really make time for that. So that's what kind of comes to me when I look at that one. Is there anything that you get from that?
No, I see the you know, creative expression that definitely is you know, aligns with my book, and and finding the time, and I find creativity in nature as well. So you know, doing that can probably motivate me to say, okay, I'm ready to, from this venture, to go into, you know, writing and finishing that up. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
So March 31st, you say, huh?
March 31st is my goal. Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to set an intention with that, and like really kind of, I can check in with you on April 1st and see where you're at. I'll be your little accountability buddy, and we can see, you know, and for no reason other than to just have somebody cheering you on, because I believe in you and I believe in your message that you have to share, and I know you can do this.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you.
How does that feel?
That feels good.
All right,
Feels
cool.
right.
Then I'm going to be in touch with you.
All right, awesome.
On April 1st.